Welcome to this instruction video on DuoFix field, and in this video I'll be demonstrating to you how to orientate a total station by setting up over a known point and sighting a backside to another known point to orientate your instrument. Okay, so now let's start up the DuoFix app. Okay, when it starts up, that's the name I'm going to use. I'm going to select OK. I'm going to select job, and for this demonstration on this type of orientation I'm going to be using this job that I've created already called orientation 3. And again I'm going to select connect to an instrument and select the simulator. Okay, from there I'm going to select OK. We'll be doing a survey, and we don't want to use the existing orientation or existing DuoFix. Okay, in DuoFix field, if you have saved an orientation, we call that a DuoFix. That's an orientation. Okay, so we don't want to use the last orientation that was saved on the previous job. We want to do our own orientation. So if I want to do that, I'm going to select orientate instrument. Okay, so we've already talked about the distance and direction way of orientating the angles only, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the control point to control point. Okay, so this way of orientation is you have to physically set up your total station over a known point and level it, and then sight to another known point that has a known coordinate, so that you can get a backside that will be used to orientate your instrument. Okay, so let's select control point to control point. Okay, so with control point to control point, you have to select a current point. The current point is the point where your total station has been physically set up over. Okay, so it's been set up over that point, it's been leveled, and you're happy with the leveling of your instrument. Okay, that point can be a control point, a collection point, or a stake point, but it has to be physically accessible. Okay, so for this demonstration I'm going to be using a control point that I've already inputted into this job. So I'm going to drop them there, and that control point is OCC. That's the point that I've set up my instrument over, and the height of my instrument is 0.234. Okay, that's the height of my instrument. Okay, and the other point that I'll be sighting at in order to get my orientation is 0.1, and the target height at 0.1 is 0.23. So I'm going to put in 0.23 here. Okay, so the next thing to do here is to select calculate. So DuoFix will calculate the horizontal angle from the point that you have set up over to the other point. So it's the horizontal angle from OCC to 0.1. So I'm going to select calculate. Okay, so DuoFix will tell you set your total station's horizontal angle to the value above. So in your total station you're going to sight P1, and when you're at P1 you're going to set the horizontal angle at P1 to this angle here, 2692949. And after you are happy with what you have inputted into your total station and you've set that angle, you're going to select measure. Okay, so this is what I'm also going to do. I'm going to select measure. So DuoFix will measure the total station will measure an angle, a horizontal angle, a vertical angle, and a slope distance to that point P1 that you've chosen as your other point. Okay, so for this example the horizontal angle to P1 is 269 degrees 29 minutes and 50 seconds, and the vertical angle is 87 degrees 22 seconds and 22 minutes and 35 seconds, and the slope distance is 447 meters 0.10 Okay, so this is the data that I'm getting when I cite to PY from my total station. So I'm going to select OK, and DuoSoft will calculate for me the distance, the differences from what I've measured and what DuoSoft has calculated from the known data, and that known data is the coordinates of P1 and the coordinates of OCC, which is my occupation point. So it's telling me that from the horizontal angle that is measured and the horizontal angle that is calculated from the coordinate, there's a difference of 0. Zero difference is 0. The slope distance is 2 mils, and the horizontal distance is also 2 mils. Okay, so if just by looking at this difference, if I was doing an orientation myself, I would be happy. But okay, my differences are within tolerance and my orientation is spot on. So I would either use this DuoFix or save this DuoFix. By saving it, you'll save the point, and by using it, you just keep the orientation and not the coordinates of the point as well. So for this example, I'm just going to select use this DuoFix, and my total station is now orientated. I'm able to collect data, stake out data, or conduct any of the surveying applications that I can do via DuoFix. And that, in short, is how you do orientation from one control point to another using DuoSoft field. Thank you.